Hi guys, and welcome back to Simply Forex, the channel dedicated to you, the trader. We want you to be successful in the markets. So guys, I'm going to give you some gold every day. I'm going to let you know which currency pairs I'm looking to trade and which direction. And I'm also going to let you know which news that you must be aware of. So let's take a look at the chart and what I'm potentially going to trade today.
Morning traders, how are you? Welcome back to Simply Forex. Today is Thursday the 16th of June and we would love to hear from you guys. How's your trading week been going? So yeah, please leave a comment below the vid and let us know. As always guys, we're going to look back at yesterday's trades, we're going to look at today's potential trades, and we're going to look at the important news releases today as well. So let's look back at yesterday. To start with, we had two potential trades. The first one was this was the pound against the New Zealand dollar, and we were looking to short this pair for the following reasons. Okay, so this diagonal grey line that I've just highlighted here, as you can see, price has been bouncing off of that in an uptrend. Yeah, so price came down, tested it, come up here, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, but then a higher high wasn't created. Okay, instead price broke out of this diagonal support, okay, creating a lower low. All right, so this told me that price structure was in a downtrend, and then price come back up into this diagonal channel, but then it's sort of broken down last few days. For the last 3 days, yeah, it sort of completely broke out of that channel. Okay, so on the back of these 3 candles, the idea was just to take price back down to this blue line. All right, as you can see guys, that hasn't quite happened, but I still expect it to come down guys. Yeah, if I take these pink drawings away, what we actually have here, this green candle, is an inside candle. Yeah, it's inside the previous day's candle. Okay, so I still expect price to come down to this blue line. Okay, but we shall see. All right, but let's look at H1 to see if we had a trade yesterday. Okay, yeah, and there was a potential entry, but I stayed out, guys. So let me explain. So as you can see, guys, we have this candle here. Yeah, so price has come up. It's left our grey zone, but this red candle here takes price back into our grey zone. Yeah, and it does tell me sellers have taken control of this market. Yeah, it's actually an engulfing candlestick pattern. Okay, so you could have entered here, guys, put your stop above here, and take price back down to these last lows here. All right, that would have been a perfectly reasonable trade and very nice profit. You would have got a risk to reward of 1:2, maybe a little bit more. But guys, I stayed out of this currency pair, and let me explain why. Because if we go to the H4, it needs to make sense for me on the H4, guys. And this candle here, yeah, just kept me out of this pair. Yeah, although it did come back down and you would have made nice profit, I just wasn't comfortable shorting this pair after this H4 candle. All right, guys, so that's the reason I stayed out. Okay, but let's go back to the H1. So yeah, the H4 candle literally finished here. Okay, so it was difficult for me to short, but maybe some of you did. Maybe some of you got in on this candle and made some nice profit. You know, please let us know. And as for candles after that, guys, yeah, this one, seller's not in control. Yeah, we can't get in. But interestingly, overnight, price has come up and hit our second grey zone. And then we had this very bearish candle. Okay, so yeah, this candle would make sense to enter on. However, you would need a very large, yeah, you're risking a large amount of money here. a large amount of pips. Okay, so yeah, I stayed out of this pair, guys, but maybe you got in on this candle here. Okay, but let us know, guys. Yeah, leave a comment. Okay, so that was the first trade idea. Second one was this, guys. This was the euro against the Japanese yen. And we were looking to buy this market. Okay, so price was clearly in an uptrend. Okay, and then it come back and tested this interesting zone here. All right, guys, so this was once resistance, and now it makes for good support. Okay, we had this green bullish candle, and the idea was just to take it up to this blue line. Okay, we had quite short targets yesterday, quite close targets yesterday, because we wanted to get in and out of the trade before all the craziness happened with the interest rate decision, the Fed interest rate decision. Okay, but again, guys, as you can see, that's not quite what happened. Yeah, and instead we got this large bearish red candle. Okay, but let's look at H1 to see if we could get in on this trade. Okay, so yeah, we were looking for price. So we had this area here was a strong area to enter. All right, because it corresponded with these last highs here. Yeah, these last highs over here. And we had this grey diagonal support here, guys, as well. So we had this area here and this diagonal support here. Okay, so this zone here was a very strong place to enter for those reasons. Okay, and sure enough, look, as soon as it come down to here, it shot off. All right, but yeah, you cannot enter on this candle. Okay, look at this wick. The wick here just doesn't allow you to enter on this candle. Okay, so there was no entry candle for me. As I always say, guys, I have to wait for a bearish candlestick pattern to form here. And although we get a great reaction at this zone as expected, I do not get a bullish candlestick pattern. Yeah, this wick doesn't allow me to enter this trade because it's rejected these last highs here. Okay, but again, guys, maybe you did get in on this trade. If you did, let us know. Leave a comment below. But I also stayed out of this pair as well. Okay, guys, so yeah, I didn't have a trade on either of the pairs from yesterday. Maybe you did, guys. Please let us know. All right, but now let's look at today's potential trades. Guys, if you enjoyed yesterday's recap, then please smash the like button. Yeah, it really helps support the channel. And also come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel and smash the notification button. That way you'll receive an alert every single day and won't miss a single piece of analysis. All right, guys, so trades for Thursday, the 16th of June. We've got 3 potential trades today. The first one is this. This is the euro against the Aussie dollar. Okay, and we are looking to short this market. Okay, so price was in an uptrend. Okay, so we had higher highs, higher lows, didn't create a higher high. Okay, then price broke down, broke these lows. Okay, so we have lower lows. All right, and then price has come back up and tested these highs here, guys. Yeah. It's tested these highs and we've had this huge reaction at these highs. Yeah. Candles don't get much more bearish than that. Okay, that is a huge bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Okay, so the idea is just to take price back down to this psychological level of 4,800, which corresponds with these last lows as well, guys. All right, so yeah, shorting this market. Let's look at H1 to see how we can get into this trade. The problem with this trade might be, guys, is that price just flies down to our higher time frame target because that daily candle is so bearish. Okay, but hopefully we might get a retrace. And what we want to see is price come back up into this grey zone here, guys. All right, so price retraces up into here. We get a bearish candlestick pattern form. That's our trigger to enter. We enter the trade. We can then take price back down to these last H1 lows. If we get a risk to reward of 1:1. If not, we will have to let price carry on a bit until we do. Yeah, close 80% of the trade at 1:1, and then let 20% run down to our higher time frame target. All right, guys, so yeah, that's the idea for Euro-Aussie dollar, and we're shorting this market. The next trade is this. This is the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. Yeah, so there were, after the interest rate decision yesterday, which wasn't hawkish enough, a lot of the US dollar pairs reacted at some weekly highs or weekly lows, but a lot of the pairs I would have been going against trend. But this one I'm not. US dollar CAD, US dollar Canadian dollar. Okay, so let me explain. I'm looking to short this market. So price was in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Okay, but then price came down and broke these lows. Okay, so as soon as these lows are broken, we are in a downtrend. Okay, and the last high is here, guys, really. Okay, there is also a piece of sort of, resistance through here. Yeah, as you can see, price reacted, price reacted, price reacted. Okay, so this area here is also of interest. And we had this bearish candle formed yesterday. This bearish engulfing candle stick pattern that formed at this zone, and it's still in a downtrend. Okay, so for all of those reasons, we are just looking to take price down to this blue line. Okay, this psychological level of 2,800, and longer term, we could take it back down to this blue line. Okay, guys, if we zoom in, let's just take a look at this. Yeah, as you can see, we've got a strong bearish engulfing candlestick pattern here. Okay, guys, so yeah, we're looking to short this market down to here or even here. Let's look at H1 now to see how we can execute the trade. All right, guys, so what I want to see is price to come up into this grey zone, all right, which corresponds with these lows, or even this low. Okay, and then we want to see a bearish candlestick pattern form. We enter the trade, take price back down to these lows, close 80% of the trade, and then leave 20% to run down to this blue line, where we could close 10% and then leave the last 10% for our, our longer term target. Okay, guys, so US dollar, Canadian dollar short. The final trade today for today is this: the US dollar against the Swiss franc. So it's a similar scenario to the US dollar, Canadian dollar. It's one of the rare US dollar pairs that we could get into because it's with trend. All right, so let me explain. So, guys, price was in a severe uptrend here, and the only retrace we get is this. Okay, so this is the last low for me, yeah, and then price comes up, okay, and then price comes tumbling down, breaks this last low. So as soon as this last low breaks, we are in a downtrend. All right, and then the last high is this. Okay, so price comes all the way back up and tests this last high. Okay, and then again we get this very strong bearish engulfing candlestick pattern that happens, at this zone here. All right, so for those reasons, yeah, we are looking to take price back down to this blue line at 9,900 psychological level, and then yeah, longer term, even this blue line here. All right, guys, we're looking to short this pair. Let's look at H1 for execution. So what we want to see, guys, is this. So as you can see, price is broken down on the H1. Yeah, we've got lower lows. So what I want to see is price come up into this grey zone, which it already has. It'll be interesting to see what this H1 candle does. We want to see a bearish candlestick pattern form. We can enter the trade. We can take price back down to this low if we get a risk to reward of 1:1. If not, leave 100% of the trade to run down to this area here, this blue line. Okay. If that doesn't happen, guys, then price could retrace back up to these highs. All right. But again, we want to see at this point, we want to see a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. All right. Then we get into the trade. We can take price back down to the last H1 low, close 80%, and then leave 20% to run. Again, maybe you could close 10% of the remaining 20% here, and then let the final 10% run. Okay, guys, so yeah, US dollar, Swiss franc, we're also looking to short this pair. All right, guys, so they're the 3 trade ideas for today. Let's take a look at the news now. Guys, if you've enjoyed this daily morning analysis and would like to receive it every single day, Monday to Friday, then please subscribe to the channel and smash that notification button, guys. That way you'll receive an alert every single day. Right, so news for Thursday, the 16th of June. So overnight, we had a 3-star rating coming out of Australia, and that was far, far better than expected. So that would have given the Aussie dollar some strength. All right. But that's been and gone, guys. The first piece of news we're interested in today is this, and it's our first interest rate decision today. We've got 2 interest rate decisions. Okay, so at 8:30, London GMT, we've got the interest rate decision for the Swiss franc and their monetary policy assessment. Okay, so if you're in any Swiss franc pair, be prepared for some movement, guys. Okay, and then half an hour later, as usual, we always have the press conference. For me, this is where the real price action happens, guys. So again, need to be aware of the press conference half an hour later as they explain why and how they got to that decision. All right, guys, so yeah, must be aware of that. And then we get to our second interest rate decision. Okay, so at 12 o'clock, London GMT, we've got the interest rate decision coming out of the UK. Okay, guys, so yeah, we've got the meeting minutes and the interest rate decision. So as you can see, guys, we are expecting an increase from 1% to 1.25%. All right, so everyone's raising their interest rate decisions, their interest rate because of the inflation at the moment, guys. They're trying to battle inflation. The cost of living is out of control. So yeah, the interest rate can control that. Okay, so yeah, so must be aware of this, guys. This is really going to start moving the pound. Okay, at 1:30, we also have building permits coming out of the US, so must be aware of this. At the same time, we have initial jobless claims and Philadelphia Fed manufacturing. So that's all coming out of the US at 1:30. So that can move the US dollar pairs. And then, as you can see, guys, no other news for the rest of the day that we're interested in. All right, guys, so yeah, that's the news for today. I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you have, please subscribe, like, and share the video. That'll be greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys.